So I've seen you've got some other things going on too, because I've seen you, seems like, and let me ask you this part too, because Timbaland mentioned this. Timbaland mentioned that he kind of is moving away from hip hop a little bit, because from what I guess guys like yourself and myself, what we really appreciated about hip hop seems to be kind of leaving a little bit. So he's kind of going to where he can seem to expand. And plus he said the money still. And I've seen you on like the Paradiso Girls. Of course, it seems like you still do work with Pitbull, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
It seems like you're moving a lot into different genres. And
yeah, it's like when you start to travel the world, it opens your mind up to other things. You see how many different kinds of fans you got.
Right.
And then you can't be pigeonholed to one thing. You have to grow. Artists, if you look at Ray, you know what I mean, when he was combining gospel and R&B,
right.
You know what I mean, and he created a whole nother sound. Like that's basically what makes music fun, is to just try new stuff and collaborate with different people and do other stuff.
Right.
And hip hop and rap is not fresh like it was in the 90s. Everybody, like now it seems like it's cool to bite.
Right.
Like everybody want to sound exactly like this person, or jack this from this person. Like that's not cool to me. Like
now I want to stop you right there, because I wanted you to get here, because it's something to me that I've always wanted to ask you, because you kind of showed the way and Atlanta showed the way, but I also want to get your opinion on whether you think that they've caused what the problem is right now. You guys in Atlanta a big thing about Atlanta is it's a lot of sticking together. It's a lot of support for each other's artists. And then also too, with it not being New York or LA, and it didn't turn into like the Motown or whatever, a lot of people started their own thing, like their own independent movement, their own independent labels. Right. So then Lil Jon, we started to get was every Tom, Dick, and Hank that bought a keyboard was a producer and had a record out. Now, do you think that well, you said it, so it's becoming a big problem. So
technology basically music up.
Right.
And it takes time for it to come back around and catch up and fix itself.
Gotcha.
So technology, even with a DJ, everybody can DJ now.
Right.
We used to have to go to the record store and dig in the crates and find music and spend $5, $7.99, $10, $12.99 on the album,
right.
The 12-inch, so on and so forth. Now kids can go on the internet and get records for free.
Right.
Everybody can get the good music. Everybody can get records now. Like you used to have to know the good record store to go to.
Right.
To get the certain kind of break beats and so on and so forth. Now you can go on the internet and get it. So that's up number one with the DJ.
Right.
Number two, technology with doing beats. Everybody now has access to good sounds.
Gotcha.
When we started, any producer is always as good as his sounds.
Gotcha.
So now everybody got good sounds. When back in the day, you had to know the right keyboard to get. You had to go sample kicks and snares off records for hours. It ain't like that no more. You can just go on the internet and download some sounds, or you can go get a keyboard.
Right.
It's already got all the good sounds in it. So all of that is what's messed music up. And even now with iTunes, back in the day, you sell 300,000, 250,000 singles, the record company was saying, oh, okay, we need to cut these singles off so we can get people to buy the album.
Right.
So they'll have maybe 500,000 singles in the marketplace. They sell them all up. They force people to go buy the album. You couldn't listen to the album before you bought it. You just had to go buy the album and trust your gut.
Right.
Now you can go on iTunes and just buy the single forever.
Right.
Or you can get the single for free on LimeWire. You know, so it's like all of the technologies has messed music up, but it's starting to fix itself. Like artists are starting to say, you know, you can't just buy the single on iTunes. You got to buy, at a certain point, you got to buy the whole album.
Right.
So the technology's starting to fix itself. And, you know, one good thing about like the DJ thing is making people get more into the DJ culture, which is good.
Right.
But it's going to start fixing itself, because the guys that are cutting out the good DJ that's charging $700 a night, the club owner's paying this dude $100 a night. Yeah. Eventually, he's gonna see that the $100 a night dude ain't as good as the $700 a night dude, and he's gonna start getting the $700.
Getting it right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's what I think.
Man, as always, man, I love talking. I ain't gonna hold you up all day, but just the album, when is it coming out?
We looking at April right now.
Right.
I dropped 4 singles into the marketplace. We got Pop That P. For the strip club and for the ladies so they can dance, because I noticed that no rappers is making songs for girls to dance to no more. So we got Pop That.
You had to get back to that?
Yeah, we had to get the ladies. If the ladies not dancing, the club is not hot. So we got Pop That for the ladies. Then we got Throw It Up Part 2 for the hardcore crunk folks.
Okay.
With me and Pastor Troy. That's out there. The streets is loving that. Then you got I got a lot of different kinds of styles of music I'm playing with on the album, and I collaborated with a Brazilian DJ,
wow,
and a Brazilian rapper, and another Brazilian rapper. She's a Playboy playmate. She did her own spread in Playboy.
I just want to come to some of your parties, dude. You got the marketing all set in the parties too at the same time, don't you?
Yeah, we trying. So that record is Machuca, and it's already getting played in Brazil and all the clubs and the Spanish clubs too. And then I got, you know, me and LMFAO did a record, Shots, which is going to be the biggest record of New Year's Eve. That's going to be the record everybody play at 12 o'clock.
Got to play it, right?
So we did a new song called Out of Your Mind. And it's just high energy. It's crunk, but 2010. You know what I mean? So that's gonna probably be the main single with all those other underlying records in the streets and in the clubs. Because as a DJ, you know, I understand if you're not gonna really get stuff popping if you ain't got records that's in the club.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the album really is all club records. Everything could be a single. Everything is a club song. So, you know, I got a lot of records for the club, so these are all club records, hitting different kinds of people. Okay. And it's a good album. Crunk Rock, yeah, like I said, April. I don't have an exact date. I'm going into the label next week, and we're gonna hammer out the dates. All right. So we know 2010 is gonna be a big year. Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Okay. Two things before you get out of here. For one, I want to ask you right on camera. Because I don't think that a lot of these cats understand like some of the things that you've been through and all the stuff that you've been through with this music thing. So I'm gonna try to get my crew. We come to Atlanta and hang out with Lil Jon for a day and go back, you know, to some of his old hoods and get that popping off. And then two, man, how does it feel to get that honor about how big Yeah was for the whole decade? I mean, it's crazy, man. Because I heard that record wasn't even supposed to make the album either. That's the rumor I'm hearing. And I leaked it. Well, I know. I got the leak. We got the leak here, 95.7 The Beat in Tampa. So we was like, yo, you got to play this now. I mean, it shows like the power of, that was part of that crunk movement too. Right. And it makes me feel good too because it's my catchphrase, which is the hook. Right. And it's just a major accomplishment because, you know, people want to hate on me and say, oh, he's over, you know, I ain't never liked Lil Jon beats or whatever, but how many producers can say they had basically the #1 pop song of the decade, the #1 urban song of the decade, the #1 rap song of the decade? Yeah, that's basically, you know, we came #2 to Tim McGraw. So it's not many people that can say that. There was a lot of big records in the last 10 years, but nothing as big as that. So, I mean, it's a blessing, you know. And it's, to me, is with that record, with that, you know, being said and having that record to happen now at the end, you know, going into 2010, it shows the start of the next era. Okay. You know, so that shows, it's like an omen to motherfuckers out there that I'm coming back with a vengeance. Watch what happens. Well, man, Lil Jon, man, as always, dude, it's a pleasure talking to you, man, because this right here, this is history, man. This is how you do it. From independence to producer to starting the whole movement around the entire world. Lil Jon, man, right here. It's my place, baby.